What's up everyone, this is the Tryin with another coffee educational video. Today we have a nitrogen tank that is now out of pressure and we're not going to be able to pull any more cold brew through our kegerator. So let me go ahead and set up the camera with a weird angle and I'll show you what we do. When I'm able to see that there is 0 PSI going on from here, that's when I know that I'm not going to get any pressure out in my kegerator. So I need to turn off my nitrogen all the way just as a safety precaution. So I turn this all the way to the right. And then what I use is a vice grip here to be able to pull this off. And I am on the opposite side of what you're seeing here. So for me, righty-tighty is away from me going that direction, and lefty-loosey is going towards me. So when I tighten this on, I need to make sure I'm pulling this towards me to loosen it. When I put the nitrogen tank back on, I'm gonna have to push it away from me to tighten it. So once it's loose enough, you should be able to loosen this by hand. That's what I'm doing here. I'm gonna set this to the side real quick, pull out the old nitrogen tank that is now empty. Now, the new nitrogen tank, I was a little bit silly and I went ahead and started doing this before I started the video because I was like, wait a minute, why don't I make a video of this? So normally there is a white wrapper covering everything and it's very obvious that this is brand new or refilled at least and has not been used yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off that wrapper, and there is a red cap right here. I'll show you once I pull it off, but this is blocking it. So you need to pull this out of this area, and it's just a little cap. That's all you're gonna see. You gotta pull that out. Now, this thing is a little bit silly, so you're gonna have to pull this all the way away from the regulator. That's what this is called. Stick it in and try to start tightening it, and wait until you get the threads tightened. All right, perfect. So now I'm gonna do this by hand as much as I can. All right, so that's as tight as I can do it by hand. Now I'm going to use my vice grips and tighten onto this thing. All right, and I'm gonna push away from me to tighten it in. There we go, just a little bit. That way it's nice and snug. Okay, once that part's done, we can turn this nitrogen on, and all we gotta do is twist it left, and the PSI will come up. Boom, it already went up. I would just open it all the way. I'm gonna turn it off just for the sake of the video, but it already shows that there's pressure in there. And if you open it all the way, it will this is what will regulate the amount of pressure that goes into your system. But this lets you know that you have pressure from the nitrogen. This is the one that tells you how much PSI is coming out through the tube. So we always aim for close to like 15 PSI. That's why it's where it is over here. And if you need to change this one, this is the nut that you would twist. If you tighten the regulator, it will give you more pressure going through the tube. If you loosen the regulator, it will make less PSI go through that tube. So if your cold brew is coming out quickly and a bit too quickly, loosen the nut on the regulator. If it is coming out way too slow, tighten up the nut on the regulator. And that's all you gotta do to change the nitrogen. It's actually pretty simple. It's just that the canisters are very heavy. That's the only problem. And depending on where you work, you may have a specific storage place for new ones or not used ones or refilled ones, whatever you want to call them. And then another area for used ones that they can be refilled. So just make sure you place them wherever they need to go. And if they need to be secured, because some places really are strict about that, you might need to get it chained in, or whatever it is in your restaurant or your place of business, whatever you guys need to do to follow the correct guidelines.
Real quick, just to let you guys know that if you have your own business or your own restaurant that you're going to be using this, I do have a downloadable template of this procedure on my website. I'm going to have it linked down below. Also, if you want to learn more about the different coffee practices and how to do things, I'm going to have a playlist linked over here so you could check that out too. If you felt this information was helpful to you, I would love a thumbs up on the video if you could. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments or anything that you would like to see a procedure on. And please feel free to subscribe if you'd like to follow along on my journey. Thank you so much.